Before we get absolutely shit-faced, I'd like to remind everybody that this podcast contains two very pissed up gays of their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content which we know you will love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourselves in, pour yourself a large one, down it, just like us, and pour another one, and let's get this going and read between the wines. Well, take a million of this episode. I just can't even deal with the fact that we're recording this episode again.
It feels like Groundhog Day.
It fucking is Groundhog Day. Less than 24 hours ago, we were filming this episode, and look what happened.
But it's for a very good reason that it happened, because we now have a lovely new setup here.
Well, we have a lovely new setup, so we've had a little bit of a glow up at Read Between the Wines HQ.
It's just our technology was not prepared for this.
Technology wasn't prepared, and I don't think my body liked the fact that I didn't have a sparkly pink mic anymore, so I reverted back to my pink microphone, but I've got my fancy new stand and everything else that comes with it.
Completely, yeah. All
so
good.
It's not all is lost. All is lost. But yes, brand new setup, brand new equipment, brand new graphics, brand new sign, brand new lights, brand new everything.
Same old us.
Same old us, yeah.
But don't,
unfortunately.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it's very broke. It's fucking very broke. But yeah, we're here and we're doing this again. We loved it so much last night, we decided to fucking re-record.
Absolutely.
And let me just have a quick sip of my wine. I'm going to fucking need it for this episode, I tell you.
We will indeed. But we've done this many times, but we're back.
Yeah, can we just appreciate the Barbie outfit?
Yes, all hail.
All hail Barbs.
Hey Barbie.
Hey Barbie, hey Barbie, hey Ken. Yeah, head over to TikTok, RBTW Official, and look at this fabulous outfit. I'm rinsing the fucking shit out of it because I love the fact that it's Barbie week.
It's Barbie week. And also your birthday week.
It's my birthday week. I'm actually 34 years young on Friday.
Absolutely,
Friday, and it's coincidentally the day that the Barbie film comes out, so it was meant to fucking be. So I'm going to live my best life and go watch Barbie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody, look out for the Barb's outfits. Hashtag, check the Instagram, check the TikTok, because it's all going to be on there.
We'll be posting a GoFundMe for birthday presents later on. Which is probably more useful than the GoFundMe that I normally see.
Just a clean bill of health from the STI clinic is all I'm asking for this year. Not much. Anyway, how has the week been? I say how's the week been, but we are recording this one a little bit later because we lost the episode. So this is a brand new episode for us. So how was last week?
Last week was okay. We had a nice day off at the start of it. Obviously, it's ended at the weekend with the technological meltdown that we experienced.
There's always a technological meltdown. There wouldn't be a fucking glitch on this podcast, would there, without there being the occasional technological meltdown. Shout out to our sponsors, Toner, who have actually been fucking the worst.
Yeah.
Fuck you. They probably won't ever want to do any business with us again.
I like that in our support message we even said, we'll happily throw out a shout out.
We literally offered. We literally said that we would shout them out and everything, and they've been no help to us whatsoever. Making out that their equipment's all fancy and stuff, not helped at all. Anyway, let's not dwell.
Maybe it was made by the manufacturers of the Titan submarine.
It's not. It's too early for a Titan joke. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I'd leave that for a bit later. God, fucking hell. Saying that, it took fucking quicker for them to explode on that or implode on that fucking thing than it did for us to record and edit this fucking episode.
Exactly, less painful, I'm sure.
It literally is less painful. It's bad when you start to resent the people on the Titan submersible, isn't it?
Well,
bad, isn't it? When you start to feel like you should take their fucking place.
We'll be on the next.
I'll tell you what, if this podcast fucks up on me one more time, I will be on a first class ticket down to that Titanic. Anyway, I'm very hot in here. Just like fanning myself with my Adventures of the Office slag book. Shout out, Blue.
Whatever it takes to keep you going.
I don't think I wrote in the Adventures of the Office slag book yet. No, I haven't. Look, it's empty.
Reformed slag.
I'm not. I just haven't got round to put pen on paper yet. I prefer to do it all digital now, do you know what I mean? Digital footprint and all.
The digital footprint never goes away, like an STI.
It's like that STI I keep talking about every week, that one you can't get rid of. Anyway, let's move on. Let's do some shout outs.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to spread them out, because I've had a couple more today. But let's do the two that we did yesterday. Let's keep it within continuity, let's say that. So the first one, let me bring them up. So the first one was obviously from the lovely Catherine.
We
did shout you out yesterday, but we had a catastrophic implosion of technology.
We did.
So we're here with round 2.
Version 2. Maybe we'll be a bit nice.
Well, maybe we'll be a bit nicer. I doubt it. Once this goes flowing, we're never nice. But anyway, the lovely Catherine says, love listening every week, always making me laugh when you're not making me puke. Hashtag horse cum.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that takes me back to a few episodes ago. We were talking about spunky horses and all. Yeah. Makes me sick too. It's because there's a lot to swallow, Catherine. There's a lot to swallow.
Maybe don't listen to this podcast while you have a nice cheese and wine night.
Or spread it on your cereal. Spread it over a cracker. Soggy biscuit, but with horse cum, do you know what I mean? That biscuit will be very soggy. Oh. But yeah, it does make me sick too. But I've learned to swallow.
Very well, I've heard.
Yeah. That's what they all say.
We'll
give a little tutorial on that in a couple of weeks. Tune back in for the how to swallow the horse cum. Fucking hell, where do we get to this point?
But back to Catherine. This is her moment, not our moment.
This is your moment. But we're talking about horse cum. But yes, we love horse cum. We're moving swiftly on. But anyway, yes, we appreciate the shout outs. We love you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Second one was from the lovely Nathan that said he's probably missed the shout outs. How wrong you are, girl. Oh no, the wine light's flickering a little bit.
No, it just needs a bit more wine.
We just needs a little bit more wine. Anyway, so yeah, I digress. The lovely Nathan says, I've probably missed it, but amazing podcast, always uplifting, very humorous and makes you feel good. The guys that do it literally bounce off each other. Great teamwork. How presumptuous of you to assume that I just bounce off my podcast host. However, I do bounce off a lot of people. So
you do bounce off
a lot of people. Right there. Yeah. How you know me so well and you've only been listening to this podcast. Well, on that note, if you want me to bounce, where am I going with this?
If you want to bounce
Nathan,
around.
Thank you so much, and I shall bounce on you anytime you like. Thank you for the shout out. But anyway, shout outs over. Rants for this week? I'll tell you what, actually, we had some rants yesterday, and I said to you before we started re-recording that I weren't feeling them, right? Because one popped into my head and it's really pissed me off.
Okay. And
I didn't rant about it, but it suddenly reignited my fury. And my rant is shitty bartenders.
Yes.
Right? Now, a little while ago, we was in a bar, right, and this really pissed me off. And the only reason why I was nice is because this was a hotel that I frequent, right? So I was trying to be nice. Now, I was debating what to drink, right? And on the fucking bar, there was a bottle of Aperol. A fucking bottle of Aperol. So I went over and I asked the bar lady if I could have an Aperol Spritz. Now, what did she say?
We don't serve Aperol.
Oh, we don't serve Aperol. So I was like, well, you've got a bottle of it there. That's for cocktails, I think she said, right?
I was literally waiting for her to say, when we asked her what cocktail, I was literally waiting for her to say, oh, Aperol Spritz. Well, she didn't.
Well, I called her fucking bluff, didn't I? And I said, well, what cocktail? I'll have it. If it's got Aperol and it's bound to be a cocktail I like. And I could see how pissed off she was. I could see her looking on the menu at fucking a cocktail that she didn't know. And then in the end, she just went, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty bad.
Well, it fucked me off, right? And I thought, right, I'll leave it. And I had a couple more sips of my wine, but I couldn't leave it, could I? Because then I asked for a Prosecco. And I said to her, you've got bottles of Prosecco, mini bottles. You could just make an Aperol with a mini bottle. And she was talking about wasting it and this and that. And I thought, oh, shut the fuck up, seriously. Like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. Why have a bottle of Aperol behind that fucking bar for every customer to see if you're not going to serve it?
Exactly.
And also, what fucked me off even more was that bottle weren't full. Now, that tells me, as the drinker that I am, that somebody is drinking that fucking Aperol. Somebody's ordered it because it is half empty. It was just her shitty fucking can't be bothered attitude.
Yeah, it was very lazy and it was unnecessary.
I was like, fucking hell, bitch, it ain't that hard to make an Aperol. It is Aperol, Prosecco and soda water and a slice of fucking orange. It really isn't the hardest cocktail. Bitch, you got a cocktail menu up there. I guarantee you if I called her bluff and asked her what was in a mojito, what was in a daiquiri, cunt wouldn't know what it fucking was. Sorry for the word. The C word. Listeners. But anyway, she really fucking pissed me off.
Yeah. Aperol Spritz is one of the easiest drinks to make.
Well, she was really giving me the And the more I was drinking as well, I was getting like riled up, you could tell. And I thought, thank God we were leaving the bar and going somewhere else, because I was probably going to have her on the fucking counter at that point.
Well,
that was my rant.
Well, I think it's a well-deserved rant because I don't think it was called for in any bar. Any bar should be able to do that.
Just think, if you're going to have a bottle there, fucking use it. And I just, you know, what made me like piss me off even more about that. She could have just asked. She could have just asked me what's in. If she didn't know what it was, I don't really know what's in that. Can you like let me know? Or all right, we don't really open a bottle of prosecco because we don't sell it that much, so we don't really want to open a bottle. But can I make you anything else with an Aperol in?
Yeah,
anything. But no, this cunt just didn't want to make me an Aperol.
I don't think she really knew anything about bartending. I saw her pour a pint as well. It was useless.
She could have put a fucking flake in that pint. It's so fucking big. I'm all for giving big head, but when it's a fucking pint of beer, different story.
Especially considering that beer was then flat. You said it was quite flat.
Oh, it was horrible. It tastes like fucking dishwater.
Well, there we go.
They needed their pumps changing, I think.
They needed their staff changing as well.
They need fucking everything changing in there. Thank God I'm not staying there for Brighton Pride. That's all I got to say. Anyway, let's move on from rants. I mean, fucking hell.
But that was a well-deserved rant, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to rant about, like, what was it yesterday? Sunday shoppers, because that fucking pissed me off, and tech. Well, I think we've done a bit of ranting on tech at the start, so let's not. Right, so last week we spoke about the homophobes and, let's say, the anti-fudge packing gang, and
indeed,
those that just hate us because we are gay. Right? The people that think that we're the baddest... Well, no, not the baddest bitches in town. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah, we certainly are.
The people that just think we're genuinely bad people, and those big bad gays, right? And we gave them what they wanted last week.
We did.
You know, we not educated them, but we gave them what they wanted in terms of we showed just how fucking bad we can be, right?
We tore them a new one.
But this, we actually did, yeah. We love tearing people a new one.
Another extra hole.
Wow. So this week I thought maybe it's time to educate those bad gays, right? On the good, the bad, and the do's and don'ts of being gay to avoid that all-important first-class ticket to hell itself, right? So, you came up with the title, which was...
I do, and I absolutely fucking do not.
Brackets, but we're going to fucking probably do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Brackets. Anyway, right, so... Yes, I suppose looking at this subject of do's and don'ts in being a gay boy or being a gay man or however you want to label yourself, there's loads you could talk about, right? There's fucking loads you can talk about. But I suppose, I suppose the first thing you think of when thinking of being gay is coming out.
Yeah.
Right? I suppose that's the start. Well, I suppose it's not the start. You can be a massive homo before you come out. I'm living proof of that. But I suppose let's say coming out as a starting point. I suppose, one of the questions I want to ask or will put to you is, do you think that, or do you wish, should I say, that there was a guidebook to coming out?
I don't know if I think there should be a guidebook as such. I think what, more than anything, and maybe this is a bit too revealing of the kind of job I do, it's... What would have been really helpful would be like a mentor, like someone who I knew could guide me through it. I'm kind of thinking someone like a Yoda.
Like a gay Yoda.
Like a gay Yoda.
You mean the little green man in Star Wars?
Yeah.
What was it? I can never get this right. So, because doesn't he do the backwards, like the way he speaks?
He mixes words up around, and so it sounds a bit kind of funny.
So you'd get a little gay Yoda on your shoulder telling you how to be gay.
Yes, exactly.
And he would give advice such as...
Doing anal we will.
Doing anal we will. Doing anal we will. There we go, that's the episode. Gay Yoda's doing anal we will. Apologise, I will. Should we just be like Yoda for the rest of this?
I'm sure a little gay Yoda would have helped a multitude of flamboyant or not so flamboyant gay boys in their early stages. Because just someone to tell them, maybe that's not the right approach. Oh yeah, you could do that.
So if there's any vertically challenged gay men out there that would like to, sign up to be a little gay Yoda to navigate our way through gay life, hit us up on RBTW Official on the TikTok. We are here for it.
We'll fund a little costume for you.
We'll give you a little costume.
The little ears.
Yeah, we'll give you little ears. We'll toss you off every now and again. We do it. We'll do our best. We'll take it in turns.
You got to think about the little people.
Are we talking about hung people? Not hung people. That's big people. What's the opposite of hung?
A micro penis.
Fucking hell.
Not that I'm talking from experience.
Micro penises. We are here on an urgent appeal on behalf of micro-penises up and down the country. Do you know every 2 minutes somebody with a micro... No, go and try to be one of those Bernardo's adverts.
Fund little Jimmy as we give him a slight penis extension to hit the average length of... What is the average length of a penis anymore?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, it depends. Let's not go into that.
Let's give him 5, at least.
We'll give him 5. He no longer needs the fun size Mars bars when he goes shopping at Morrison's. He can get the normal size Mars. But how do we get onto this? How do we get onto this?
I don't know.
Fucking hell. We're talking about coming out, and now we're talking about micro penises.
That's how this podcast goes.
Penis.
That's how this podcast goes.
You know, some people are into micro penis.
Apparently
I've seen
so.
it on. Well, I've seen it, but like, there's pornos about it, isn't there?
It'd be like sticking a teaspoon in a massive tub of popcorn.
It's just like tuning a radio. Like with your little, you know, when you put your thumb on your finger. Come on, little Jimmy.
Isn't there a film, The Parents, where he talks about milking a cat? And
I don't know. I imagine like a clit will be bigger than a micro penis. Well, some people's clits are quite huge.
They are.
You know, like some people, they look like little mini penises.
Some women are clitorally blessed.
Some women are clitorially, I can't say that word. Clitorally.
Yeah.
Clitorally blessed.
I don't even know if it's a word.
Penally challenged.
Let's go with it.
Let's just roll with that. Anyway, off the subject of micro penises and back to coming out. Yes, so Gay Yoda might have. I wonder if Gay Yoda had a micro penis because he's tiny, isn't he?
I don't know. That's a good point. What was he a creature?
I don't know. I've never seen Star Wars really.
Oh, I don't know. You never.
I know what he looks like though.
Yeah. Maybe if you go into the deepest, darkest recesses of the dark web, you'll find Yoda's penis somewhere. It's Yoda's sex tape.
Yoda porn. It's like when Kim Kardashian released it on the bed. One night in Yoda. Not one night in Paris. Yoda's going to make a reality show called Keeping Up with the Yoda. Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they fucking did. You know
that's
how
I mean? All great reality TV stars.
Well, let's try and get Yoda on here. In his own words. Life stories with Yoda. Anyway, come on, enough about fucking Yoda now, because I don't even know who the fucking cunt is. I've never watched it before. But anyway, alright, coming out. So yeah, maybe we did need a dummy's guide, right? Or an idiot's guide to coming out. I don't think there's ever no right or wrong answer to coming out. I think my coming out was I just took a man home. Decided that I didn't want to come out. Didn't want to say the words I was gay. Didn't want to, do anything like that. Couldn't be bothered, so I just took a man home.
I think sometimes you need to just not make a big deal out of it. And I know personally it is a big deal for you because you want the people around you to know that you love the D. But I think also that build up and that uncertainty, just say it. It's like ripping the plaster off.
You know what I like on Little Britain when like David Thomas walks by and goes, "I'm gay, get over it!" That is the way to be.
Yeah,
right? That's
exactly.
Confidence.
Exactly.
Confidence is key. Confidence. Just be confident. Tell people you love that D.
But then, hey, when you're a young child, teenager, everything's confusing. It
is, and it's not that fucking easy, right? It's not that easy. So I don't think there is a do and don't of coming out, right? I think it just is what it is, and it's your own experience.
And that's it for me, as someone who came out much older in life, much later in life.
Much.
Yes, thanks a lot. Yeah, I did. Indeed.
Much.
Yeah. I'm practically...
Much older.
I'm practically enjoying a pension now, let's be honest.
Well, in gay years, there's fossils younger than you. You know what I mean? Oh, the hieroglyphics, remember that episode? Well, we spoke about the hieroglyphic porn.
Well, there we go, that's back to my roots.
Yeah. No, but I think, I came out late as well. I had a very different journey. I remember once, like when I was closeted straight boy, I remember commenting on the colour of a pair of flowers? A bunch of flowers.
Okay.
Clashing with my wallpaper. My dad called me a massive fucking queer. He was correct. But dare I let him know it back then. Now look at me sitting here in my Barbie outfit, pink hair, Barbie socks and jockstrap on.
Living your best homosexual life.
Living my best homosexual life. In my pink room. Do you know what I mean? So
well, that's what it's all about.
So yeah, live your best life. Live your best life. But anyway, so yeah, do's and don'ts of... I suppose there is no do and don't of coming out, right? It just is what it is. What about... So let's just keep with the do's of coming out. Do you have any experiences or approaches? Or, how did you just sit your family down and tell them?
Yeah, and I will think that is exactly what I did. I think doing it later in life helped because at that point, obviously, I'd had a longer relationship with my family and they all knew me and they all probably expected, or my friends all expected. I've been denying it for years and I just stopped denying it and lived my best life. And I was grateful that everyone was so accepting of it. Like,
my mum used to say, he's too busy for girlfriends with his career. Fuck off. No.
Too busy with my girlfriends, but not too busy to go and meet Santa in his car.
No idea. She had no idea what I was up to.
She still doesn't know.
Oh, I mean, she's liked a couple of these videos on TikTok, so I'm pretty certain she fucking does know. I'm pretty certain she fucking does know. But anyway, what about the don'ts, though, of being gay? Like, I suppose that one's a little bit more juicier. And I suppose you could see it from the don'ts of coming out, but I suppose that's a little bit educational. And we like to be a little bit educational on this podcast, but not too educational. We like to keep it within the context of this show and be a little bit smutty, right? So what about, I suppose, things would be more interesting to talk about is the things that you don't do or the things that you shouldn't do if you don't want your parents to know that you're a massive bender, right? There's probably lines you can talk about on that.
Well, I think, again, from my own experiences, don't have a friend round that you're then going to start fooling around with, and then your parents walk in and find you with your hand down the front of his trousers.
I did that, my neighbour. Yeah, I did that. My parents caught me as well, but then we tried to like jump up and go on the floor and pretend that we were playing Scalextrics.
I mean, you could probably get away with it if your hand's just like down his trousers, but if your lips are locked around his cock, then that's a bit harder to explain.
That sounds juicy. I mean, yeah, that's probably something that you shouldn't do if you don't want your parents to know that you're a massive fucking bender. That's probably not a good one. But on keeping with that, like, I remember having a friend over and we were just mates. And we were watching a film, and I don't know how it even got onto it, but one thing led to another. I ended up riding him, like, you know, that fucking thing in
the Bucking Bronco.
The Bucking Bronco in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he was the Bucking Bronco. Anyway, living my best life, and mother opens the door, doesn't knock, which is probably the reason why now she's so cautious when she approaches me. She'd open the door, I was like, oh, I didn't know what to do, and she just like shut the door. And at that point I was like, girl, she knows now. Like, if she didn't clock from the flamboyant way, she didn't clock from me going away with the girls every weekend, she's now seen me riding a man like a fucking Bucking Bronco. So she fucking knew at that point. That was probably not a good move on my part.
Well, it sounded like it was a great move for the.
I mean, it was a fantastic move. We don't talk now, though. No, that wasn't my neighbour.
Oh,
my neighbour was a different.
Okay.
She knew then, right? But that was just fumbling with each other, and we jumped and played on the Scalextrics. This time, she literally caught me mid-ride, so it's a bit different.
Well, there we go. But again, I think this comes back to the fact that, hey, we all learn way better from our mistakes and the don'ts than we do from the do's.
And they're all just that little bit juicier.
Exactly. And they make great content later on in life when you want to start a podcast.
Well, you make great content when you're starting a podcast, but fucking everyone stops talking to you because they realise how disturbing you are. Also, another one that I had, and I think I mentioned this a few episodes back, probably about 10 episodes back now, about the poppers in the car.
Oh, yeah.
I was having little hookups in my car. Because I couldn't bring boys home at this point because I didn't want anyone to know. So I only had my car to frolic and have fun in. So literally my car was like a fucking knocking shop. My car was like a fucking knocking shop. It was like a fucking brothel. I had to start scheduling people in and writing the fucking diary down of like location. Found some banging locations around here, I tell you, when I was cruising in the car. Anyway, one guy got in and he left a bottle of fucking poppers, and I told him, my mum got in the car and was like, who's this? Why have you got this in the car? So I blamed my brother, didn't I? But
you did.
That's another thing that you can't do. Don't leave fucking poppers in your car if you don't want your parents to know that you're up to no good. Especially with boys.
Ah, there we go.
Girls don't fucking do that sort of shit.
I think my mum was a bit naive to poppers. I don't think she'd know what they were.
Well, when I was having these guys in the car, I was naive to fucking poppers. At this point, I didn't know what a fucking poppers was. You know what I mean? I saw this bottle and I didn't know what it was, but they did. Anyway, that's probably another thing that you shouldn't do.
That's another thing you should not do.
I tell you what, one of the worst ones I ever did, and this, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, right? So, years ago, oh God, I cringe at this story. Years ago, someone in my family had a boyfriend who was straight,
okay,
right? And he was pretty boy for a straight boy, and I was watching gay porno on dial-up.
We've talked about dial-up porn already.
How fucking slow that fucking porno was, dial-up. Do you know what I mean? Took ages for him to come. Fucking hell. Anyway, I was watching porn on dial-up, and a pop-up came up of this guy sucking another guy's dick. And I swore blind that this was my cousin, or I can't remember what family member it was, the boyfriend.
On the video?
I swore blind it was him, and it looked just like him, and I was convinced, right? Now, instead of just like leaving that to myself, I printed a picture of this boy sucking another boy directly from a porn website, and I asked everyone in my family, and I said, this looks like Paul. Looking back, it looked nothing like Paul. I don't know why I thought it did, but at that point, my dad actually said, what the fuck is he doing on those sort of fucking websites anyway? And I was like, it just popped up. It didn't just fucking pop up. I was on it. I was on it and I was watching. But I thought, oh, this looks like Paul. Paul's not straight. Paul's gay. Paul's on this website. So I tried to show my family and they're like, looks nothing like him. What the fuck are you talking about? In hindsight, looking back, and I can remember this, I can still see it. Don't look like Paul. I thought it did. It didn't. That's another one. That probably gave the game away a little bit for me, didn't it?
Outing your Paul cousin, was it? Cousin?
Well, no, it was a cousin's partner. He wasn't a cousin, he was the partner. And I think I always really fancied him. Actually, I'm not going to say... Oh, no, I've already said his name. He's still on my social media. I'm not going to say what your surname is because I've got loads of Pauls on my social media. Sorry I tried to out you, but inadvertently I outed myself. So, it kind of worked to your favour and to the detriment of my coming out journey.
Oh, there we go.
Tried to out you thinking that you were gay. Ended up outing myself as a closeted boy watching gay porn. So, there we go.
And it sounds like a really early version of OnlyFans as well.
Well, it was called...
Fans only.
No. Yoda again. It was like a Sean Cody kind of inspired porno, right? It was something like that. God, I'm going back. So Paul... Obviously, his porn name wasn't Paul. It was Kelly the Kai. Kelly the Kai Killer. If Kelly the Kai Killer is still around, right? If anyone listens to the podcast, please Google Kelly the Kai Killer and send me a photo of said porn star. Because if that guy is still around, I need to see if it looks like Paul still. But that was the porno man's name. I still remember after all these years. I was only about 14, 15.
There we go.
I'm 34 on Friday. 20 years. Still remember it as clear as day.
It's one of those early memories of gayness that you'll just never get rid of.
He was only sucking the head as well. He wasn't even deep throating in that photo. He wasn't even a very good gay. That's probably why I thought it was him. I thought he's not very good at what he's doing. That's because he's shagging my cousin. It's a girl.
Well, there we go. What does he know about sucking the D?
Well, but yeah, that probably gave the game away. But anyway, right. So yeah, coming out. I suppose To summarise, there's no rule book, right? There's no rule book to coming out. It just is what it fucking is.
Absolutely.
Right, but there are some don'ts. There are some things that we probably shouldn't be doing if we don't want to give the game away.
Yeah.
But I suppose let's move on. Like once you're out, right? You're out now. You're a massive out and proud gay.
Yeah.
I suppose there's some big yeses and some big no's to being an out and proud gay boy, right?
Yeah.
And I suppose the first thing that comes to my mind, I suppose, when thinking about being an out and proud gay boy, is the bedroom and sex.
Of course.
Because what would an out and proud gay be without having fun as a gay guy, right?
Completely.
And I suppose sex in the bedroom isn't everything.
No.
But it comes to mind.
Of course.
Right? It comes to mind.
It's what differentiates us from the straights.
Well, no. Straights have sex as well. They just don't do it like we do.
No, exactly, yeah.
Well, unless they're fucking easy. Some girls do it like that, but...
I can name a few.
So could I. I could definitely name a fucking few. Oh, God, I don't want to go down that lane again.
No,
Fucking hell, this is about gay boys. But I suppose, the first thing I suppose we need to talk about is, again, I know this comes up in conversation all the time, but it is, isn't it, tops and bottoms and the do's and don'ts of being a top. So let's talk bottoms first, because we never give bottoms the spotlight that it fucking deserves, right? I'm not saying I'm a bottom, I'm not saying I'm a top, I'm not disclosing my position. I'll leave that one for you to decide, or find out. Again, hit me up, RBTW, TikTok. Drop us a slide into my DMs, and then you can slide into me. Who knows, right? Who knows? But let's give bottoms a bit of TLC, because we never do.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So, are there any do's and don'ts of being a bottom in your opinion?
I think you're right. Bottoms get such a hard rap because there's so much preparation to do as a bottom. Way more than a top. Tops need to do some prep work, I think, and they often forget that. But bottoms have to do way more.
I suppose we're talking essentially about douching here,
Yeah.
right? And all of that, and not just douching. Actually, I know we speak about douching as well, but some tops do not like hairy arseholes.
Again, that's another thing.
So you need to
Shave or wax or whatever you want to do.
Shave, wax, use hair removal cream, lance, then waltz. Do it all. So it's not a bumpy road for the top.
Get your 50 squats in a day. Keep it tight.
Yeah, put those love eggs in.
Absolutely.
Those beads to make sure that you can make sure she's still working like a Venus flytrap, right? Oh God. But yeah, obviously there can be some really messy outcomes if you don't prepare.
Exactly.
Right? And if it's a first time top, I suppose that can be quite the shock.
Indeed. Well, we had those lovely confessions from a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, the shitty stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shitty stick.
Yeah.
But as a do and don't, this is a good do and don't of being a bottom. Invest in your douche.
Yeah.
Because if you get a shit one, you're going to have a shitty mess.
Yeah.
Shitty mess. Invest in your douche and make sure you've got a decent one.
And yes, we all know you can do it with an Evian bottle, but please don't do that on the
I hang on. We can do it with an Evian bottle. I'm slowly working myself up to a Fiji bottle.
You are the...
I'm digressing a little bit here, but that story on Luana this week about the person that put the light bulb in their bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I suppose gay boys do it with bulbs. Douches do, but it's not quite that.
You don't put the bulb in first.
They put it in glass first as well.
They put with the light bulb, they put the glass in first.
Fucking hell, at least you'd put it in you'd want a screw top light bulb if you put it in your arse, right? You wouldn't want one of those with them little fucking pins. Oh, that would hurt. That'd get locked in.
Didn't we watch a video once on YouTube of someone trying to put a glass...
We've seen a
pint
lot.
glass up. I don't know.
No, that's one man, one jar. No.
Oh yeah, that's
and
what I'm thinking
cracks.
of. Yeah.
That went fucking viral, that man.
Oh, yeah. That could cause some serious damage.
Rectal damage.
Serious. That you will never come back from.
Anyway, we're digressing again. But yeah, invest in your douche. You can get shower ones where you can attach it to your shower head.
Yeah.
I can't be arsed that bullshit.
No, I don't have one of those.
Can't be arsed that fucking bullshit. I've just got a normal one. I'll use the normal one. Or sometimes I don't. I'm not on the whole a dirty person, if I'm honest. I'm not.
If you shower on the regular, you should be alright.
No, I don't mean it like that. I just mean that you don't always have to do it. But yes, bottoms, do's and don'ts, do invest in a good douche.
Absolutely. I think it's very important. And I think also one of the things that first time bottoms, I think particularly, maybe don't go straight into... You probably need to test your hole a little bit first. Oh. I think going straight into unless you're into the micro penis, you probably want to...
Let's not put the micro penis down. The micro penis is very good at it.
I'm saying no shade. I'm saying if you're into it, then it's probably a nice introductory approach to.
I hardly think you should put that on your Hinge profile. I'm a first-time bottom, so I'm looking for micro penises only. I don't think that's going to get you.
They will get snapped up by that. I'm sure. I'm sure. Maybe not on Tinder.
Well. I mean, if you're out there and you're putting it on your socials that you're a first-time bottom, you probably deserve someone that's also putting on their page that they have a micro penis, right?
True.
Or they can twizzle the little penis, play with a little tight hole. They'll get on like a house on fire.
Well, there we go.
Anyway, enough.
And if worse comes to worse, you can always go for the carrot.
Oh no, we're not talking about fucking carrots again, are we? Gosh. Anyway. Talking of bottoms, I thought it might be fun if we listened to somebody else talk about it, right?
Yeah. Somebody
else talk about being a big, wide, fat bottom and the do's and don'ts. So I found this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, because I don't agree with everything he says, but he does, I don't know, he makes some points.
He does,
So I thought it might be interesting to hear his views on some advice on being a bottom. So let's hear what he's got to say and we'll see if we agree. So let's play it and let's hear.
And we all love a bottom who can take a lot. So whether you need to go out and get yourself a toy or just your left or right hand, stay fit. We all love a peach that is round, that is tight, that is uplifted. So use that as your motivation. If you work out or if you struggle to work out, either way, use the fact that you are a bottom to motivate you.
God, it sounds like this bottom has just read a book, The Secret, like the bottom itself. We all have an uplifted bottom. We all have fucking hell.
And what is this? Some kind of motivational speaker?
That's what I mean. It sounds
be motivated that you're a bottom.
Well, it sounds like this bottom's about to give a TED talk. Do you know what I mean? Like this giant asshole is going to walk on stage. I am one. I am the bottom. I am uplifting, I am motivational, I'm here to tell you how it's done. Fucking hell.
Also, going back to that first bit, using your left fist or your right fist? No, he said hand.
I mean, hand still is being optimistic.
Ooh.
Surely you'd want to shove a finger in first, or then a couple of fingers and work your way up to your hand.
Yeah.
God, if I was trying to bottom for the first time and I was like, oh, do you know what I'll do? I'll put a hand up my arse to begin with. I don't think so.
That's a brave bottom.
Whoa.
Or-
That's just, I mean, I don't do stuff like that anyway, so you're not catching me doing that. Imagine someone coming over here, oh, do you want to fancy bottoming tonight? Let me put my hand up you first. Ease you in. I'll be like, you can fuck off. You ain't doing that.
But like I said, going back to like, you've got to, and then this is a horrible phrase, I'm really sorry, but you've got to stretch it out a bit.
Oh, God.
Like, you're not going to go straight away for the 8-inch girthy.
It's like when you were a kid, you used to put your hand in the armbands when you're going swimming. Remember those armbands? And putting your fucking fist in that armband. That's how I imagine it to be.
Turned a whole generation
really
gay, those.
Trying to get that armband in that fucking fist in that armband when you was a kid. That's how I imagine trying to get your hand in a bottom for the first time, right?
Yeah, I imagine.
That's probably where it all started.
But you've got to keep it as well, like, I don't know, you want to keep it tight as well. You don't want it flapping around.
Well, not like swinging saloon doors.
Exactly.
Like a fucking Western film.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wouldn't touch the side.
Starts off meant to be a porno film, turns out to be a country and Western. Like, ugh. God, fucking hell. He made it sound like a very uplifting thing to do. I don't think it's that spiritual.
I also have to say, he looks like a bottom. I don't know, that's really stereotypical, but he does look like a...
Well, this is a podcast, so we can't actually show who he is.
No.
However, I will say, if you go into YouTube and write how to be a bottom, you'll probably see who we're talking about here.
Yeah.
He does, if I'm honest, and I don't like to be judgmental, but he does look like a bottom.
Yeah.
Right? He does look like a bottom.
Does.
So maybe he knows what he's talking about, but I don't know. Giving a starter the advice to put their hand up themselves probably isn't the advice that you want to give babes. Ease them in.
I'm sure there's more things than to use being a bottom as motivation for working out.
God.
Anyway.
On the flip side to that, let's talk about a top then, right?
Yeah.
So that's now we're in different territories. We're in a different playing field. Tops are different, right?
Yeah.
Do's and don'ts. Are there any do's and don'ts? So I know we've said that they probably don't require as much prep, not the medication.
No.
Prep as in preparation as a bottom.
Yeah, actually, again, maybe this is a massive stereotype, but they definitely need prep because tops can be promiscuous.
So can bottoms though.
Yeah,
that's
true.
a really stereotypical thing to say.
Yeah, no, that's
Bottoms
true.
can be just as promiscuous, if not more.
That's true.
So I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Not
True.
sure. And listen, actually, side note, prep is only going to protect you against one thing, right?
Yeah.
So prep, just as a disclaimer here, prep is not going to protect any top against any STIs.
True.
The way to do that is to have safe sex, take your prep, and don't slut yourself around.
Completely.
Right? We're not advertising that sort of stuff on this podcast. But yes, take your prep, guys. But I suppose one thing a top would benefit from is having a little tuggy before you fuck, because if you want to last, you don't want to be fucking coming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's very true.
But then again, it does depend who you're probably pounding, doesn't it? If you're pounding like that guy in Black Mirror when he's fucking that pig.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably going to last longer than if you're fucking a really hot guy, right?
Or you've got one of the tops who've used their left hand and their right hand to...
At the same time, you just fall in and fall out of them. You probably wouldn't...
No.
You probably wouldn't need... You probably could
probably
go
wouldn't
fucking hours.
There we go.
You'd go fucking hours. But yeah, maybe a little tuggy for yourself before you dive right in might be a good one. But yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think there is many do's and don'ts of being a top.
What about those people who are uncircumcised? Probably need to wash out a bit before you don't want... yeah.
Well,
That would be a do. You should do that.
What, wash?
Wash.
I mean, a circumcised person should wash as well.
True, yeah.
I mean, however, if I'm just going to meet up and, say for example, it's a grinder hookup and I come in and your ass is in the air, probably don't need to wash. You ain't going to know, are you?
Guess
You ain't
not.
gonna... Oh, I'll tell you what I don't of being a bottom is, and this fucking makes me sick. I've got friends like this that love being a bit of a slut. Pour me some more wine.
Yeah.
Love being a bit of a slut. A bottom slut, might I add. And do you know what they do? They sit there, hook up with guys all day, and they put a marker pen on their bed, and they make each guy that's come in cross off
Oh,
the fact that they've done it. Now, I've been there. As a top, not as a bottom, where
Okay.
I've topped with someone and they've wanted me to actually, I sound famous. They wanted me to sign their arse and take a photo. Of course I fucking did. I felt like a celebrity. I thought, all right then, I've been here. I mean,
I take a permanent marker with me and deliberately mark them permanently.
nah, I'll take one of those for their brand cows with. Psst, one of those hot irons. Now you fucking know. One time when I was shagging, this is the thing, but I digress. One time I was shagging someone that I really liked. They had a partner, so when we were in the middle of sex, I carved an R with my nail in their back. So they go over, they had an R in their back. Yes, bitch. I really hated their partner as well. And their partner's name began with a B. So I couldn't have possibly been an R. Oh, those were the good old days.
Oh, there we
when
go.
I was slutting myself up. Don't, that's a don't, right? Whether you're top or bottom, don't do what I've just
Don't brand them.
Don't brand them.
Breed them, don't brand them.
Oh, breed them, don't brand them. Oh, God, that is one of the most revolting things I've ever heard.
If they ever needed to do like an advertising campaign for...
Breed, don't brand.
There we go.
What, for unsafe sex? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go back to Mr. Advice Guy and let's hear what he says about top. Let's see if we agree. So let's rim job right into this and here.
Don't just spend 2 minutes perhaps eating the peach and then go straight in. No, you want to spend around 10 minutes, hopefully more, but around 10 minutes, and you can get to know the peach, understand it, understand the bottom themselves. Moving on, do not rush to get into the bottom. As we all know, if you go straight away into the bottom isn't going to feel great that much at the beginning, and you should just not be rushing into the bottom. It just don't look good.
Firstly, what I don't like about it is the fact that he calls it the peach. Spend some time eating the peach. Get to know the peach. Oh, that is... I don't know why, but peach is quite a nice word, right? But somehow that sounds repulsive to me.
Yeah, but for 10 minutes?
I'm not eating a peach for 10 minutes. I'll get a bad tummy.
Well, if you're down there for 10 minutes, you get a
I
bad...
get fucking bored.
Yeah.
Tell me how many times I can eat the peach before I start to get a bit bored.
We're not Sting. This isn't tantric sex.
I'll start doing alphabet on my tongue. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then I'll suddenly go, what letter am I on? Have a guess. H, Jack.
It's almost like anal semaphore.
I'll tell you why you'll catch me eating a peach for 10 minutes. Okay, now I know my ABCs. And then I just smack their cheeks at the end of it, and that's the end.
I hear that's how J.K. Rowling started the first book.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. That's her signed copies, is her tongue. Her shit-stained tongue. Jan.
10 minutes.
I know, like, fuck that.
10 minutes is dedication.
10 minutes is dedication, but 10 minutes is also... Like, your tongue will be so bored and tired.
Yeah.
A tongue is a muscle, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that. But eating the peach... And you know what I don't like that he says as well? It's like, do not go straight into the bottom because the bottom will not feel great. Like, the bottom is also going to be offended if you're too forward. This is a first date, cock. I am the asshole. I don't feel good right now. You are being too forward. I like to be wined and dined. This is an arse and a cock we're talking about, right? It's going to feel no different.
Yeah.
It's going to feel no different. The only thing, the way it'll feel different is if you've not lubed it up, right? You don't need to spend... I ain't going to spend time taking the arsehole out for a glass of wine. You know, telling the arsehole that it looks nice tonight. You know what I mean? It ain't a fucking date.
It's not a turkey. You don't have to baste it and prepare it. And
oh, yeah, you look good today, babe. You look really nice. Do you know what I mean? It's a fucking bottom. Just throw a bit of lube on it. And
also, he sounded like he was really trying to convince himself that this information was good advice to follow. Because the stop-start was like, maybe...
It's just not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good look. Well, girl, it's not a good look for you to give advice because you clearly are not a top.
Exactly. Yeah.
I said to him, no one's ate your peach for 10 minutes, babe.
But yeah, if you want to force it in, force it in.
Just use lube.
Or
Bottom
just
won't
use
feel
lube.
any fucking different.
No.
All it'll do, if you don't use the lube, is you'll get chafe on your fucking penis and the bottom will probably feel a little bit tender after.
It's probably worse. Is it worse at the top? No, probably worse at the bottom.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't want to put out on its red raw.
Oh. God. Better than being brown, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, true.
Better than having a shitty dick.
Good lubricant, though.
Good lubricant. Anyway, fucking hell. How did we get onto these filthy matters? filthy matters. Anyway, what about, let's take sex out of the equation for a minute. I know we'll end up back on it, right? We always end up back on it. But what about things like clubbing and socialising, right? So we've spoke about fucking. We spoke about tops and bottoms, and we spoke about coming out. Sorry, my squeaky chair, guys. What about things like socialising and clubbing and being at the gay bar? Like being a bad gay on the weekend?
Yeah.
Which probably doesn't feel like being a bad gay, but it feels good. Do you think there are any do's and don'ts or any etiquette of going to bars?
I think there definitely are. I mean, I think... Thinking back to when I started first going into gay bars, I did feel really self-conscious and maybe not always felt completely welcome. You find the right ones and you go there and you start enjoying them. But you also have to remember that even in the nicest gay bar, there's still going to be people cruising around.
Me. Not anymore, but I'll be honest, and this is an honest podcast, and this is an honest, safe space for the LGBTQ plus community to say whatever you like, and who would I be if I didn't be honest and upfront with you guys as well? There's a certain bar in London, which obviously this doesn't happen anymore because I'm a little bit older, but I would be so mad if I didn't get a blowjob in that toilet, in that gay bar every time I went in there. I used to be fucking furious. Furious. I'm going back years now.
I want to know which bar this was.
Frida Bar Soho. I'm not going to lie. We're all friends here. Frida Bar Soho. You're talking years ago, right?
Yeah.
Years ago. Now,
let's be honest as well. I don't want to go into a stall and get on my knees in that toilet because can you imagine what is on the floor of those toilets?
you just sit on the toilet though. You don't need to go on your knees. If you give me a blowjob, in what world in the dirty toilet in Soho do you think I would get on my knees, girl? I just sit on the toilet.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Sit on the toilet seat and give the blowjob. Fuck me, like firstly, if somebody just wanted to give me head and they put on their knees on that dirty fucking wet floor, I'd be like, girl, you're probably not the sort of person that I want going down on me anyway. And there's no way on God's green earth you'll catch me putting my fucking knees. My lovely outfit.
Well, there we go.
I find it hard enough when I'm really that desperate and the guy is like a god that I have to sit on the fucking toilet to do it. Fucking hell.
Well, that's going to make this weekend in Soho a hell of a lot different.
Well, if I come out with dirty knees, I'm like, I took your fucking advice on that podcast. No, I'm joking. Fucking hell. Well, it's hard with do's and don'ts of gay clubs and gay etiquette because when you have a glass of this, all sorts of etiquette go out the window.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe we don't look at it from the do's and don'ts from a gay drinker's perspective or a gay clubber. Let's look at it from the person that works there, right?
Oh, okay.
So we've got a little collection of stories. I can't remember the name of this website. I really feel bad, but shout out to this website. If I remember in the edit, I will shout you out. Probably not going to do that. But anyway. So these are a collection of stories. I'm going to need some more wine for this one, girl. So these are a collection of stories from people that have worked in gay bars up and down the nation. And they basically talk about all experiences of working in gay bars and what surprises them, what doesn't, right? So I thought it'd be good to read a couple of these out. See how we feel. See if we can relate. See how we feel. See if they're us. Could be us, couldn't it?
Completely.
Anyway, first one. One night I walked in on a couple, both in leather, having sex. It was a small dark area near the bathrooms. The bottom was bent over, bracing himself against the wall. I don't think he knew I was even there, but the top saw me, smiled, and maintained eye contact with me, and kept hammering the other guy until I walked back out. Yes, top, well done. That poor bottom's like, and his top's like, yes, bartender, look what I'm doing in your bar. Fucking railing this bottom.
And people say you can't multitask.
Well, as long as he had a glass of wine in his hands, you know what I mean? Then he's doing a good job. Yeah. Probably me.
Probably you.
No, I wouldn't do that in a bar. But yeah. I mean, the confidence of that man to do that in a bar.
Well, I guess what bar was it? Like, you wouldn't get away with that.
This is just as it was a small dark area near the bathroom, so it wasn't a dark room as such, but it was near the bathroom, so I don't know, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and everyone's clubbing, why not?
No, exactly, yeah, go for it.
It's just a small one. Naturally, my most gruesome story comes from bathroom attending, and I've been smacked in the face with hands still wet from blowing a stranger. Fucking hell. Firstly, if your hands are wet from blowing a stranger, you ain't done a good job at blowing. 'Cause that should all be gone.
You wasted a load.
Fucking hell. What have you done with it? Why? I mean, if it is in your hands, don't they have those little bathroom... Well, I suppose if he was angry and he slapped him, then great. That's a way of branding, isn't it? The cum still in your hands and slap the bathroom attendant.
But also, what happened between the guy coming out of the cubicle and going to the toilet attendant? What did the toilet attendant say?
Well, something's happened.
Yeah.
Something's happened.
Yeah. Probably his boyfriend.
Maybe, but I sense this attendant deserved it. No, I don't know the context, but that's what I like to believe.
Yeah.
So, to the cummy-faced attendant, serves you right, bitch. Anyway, another one. I took a quick break to smoke a cigarette and go to the bathroom one night. When I was taking a piss at the urinal, I caught a guy at the one next to me leering at my cock and masturbating. This literally just goes back to what I was just saying, right? About the old men in the bars at the urinals.
All
one of the
the
reasons why
time.
I don't love urinals in gay bars, because that fucking happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's fucking gross,
Yeah,
right?
it is disgusting.
Stop looking at me. Stop playing with your little mushroom tip. That's a Hot Twins quote. There we go. God, we're banging out the podcasters today. Railed Luana and now we're railing the Hot Twins. Anyway, that happens all the time, so I do understand that one. Next one. When I was a young barback in a sleazy bar. What's a barback?
I think it's basically an American version of Potman.
Like potwash?
Yeah.
Sounds like bareback.
Well, they say that it does.
When I was
sound like...
barebacking in the sleazy bar. That sounds better, doesn't it? Let's read it like that.
Let's do the South East London version.
When I was... Oh, God. When I was young and barebacking in a sleazy bar, I was going around the bar shirtless, picking up glasses, and realised that I'd become the centre of all eyes. I'd preened a little... Again, what's this fucking word? Preened.
Oh, it's like... Check your hair.
All right.
Make sure your makeup was fine.
I checked my hair, makeup. Fuck off. This isn't the top there, is it? I preened a little bit, flexed. Oh yeah, this is someone that thinks this is the top.
Yeah.
Preened a little bit, flexed, and then turned around to see two guys behind me going at it, one blowing the other, who was standing at the stair rail. I was just blocking the view. So you thought they were looking at him. People were looking at him, but
Serves
they
him
weren't.
right.
They were looking at the two boys blowing
Serves
each other.
him right.
Serves you right for flexing and playing with your hair, you little barebacking bitch.
Like little...
How embarrassing. Anyway, is that it? When it comes... Oh no, this is another one. When it comes to gay bars in... Oh, this is a New York City one. When it comes to gay bars in New York City, I've done it all. Bartend... Oh, barback, it's another barback.
Yeah.
Bartend, bareback, server, coat check, bathroom attendant. You name it, I've done it. My hands down, the worst ever was the Japanese businessman. I'll keep it short. The riptide of embarrassing yellow diarrhea pyramid he left on his underwear, socks and long johns. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever encountered. Why is he good at his socks and his underwear?
What? I don't get how the bareback boy...
Maybe he barebacked the Japanese man and that's what happened.
But if you see that on your underpants, then you'd not go in. I wouldn't go in.
Oh,
If it's on the... If it's on the Y fronts... And I bet there were Y fronts.
oh, they will be.
If it was on the Y fronts...
They will be. I can imagine. There'll be long socks, like white socks. Like, I say white, like a stained white. Tea stained.
Tea stained.
Oh. That's disgusting.
That's
I
rank.
don't really understand what that...
That's rank. No, I don't really understand that story, yeah. It sounds like he brought it on himself, the bareback.
There are some gross gays out there, aren't there? I don't know how we got
certainly
onto
are.
that, but anyway. Finally, let's move on to... Obviously, we've done clubs and stuff. Me being me, couldn't leave it like that, and I had to have a little look into some more do's and don'ts and some etiquette of being a gay, because we aim to educate on this podcast, right? So we're educating gays up and down the nation, and not just gays, allies of the LGBTQ plus community on how to be a good gay. I'm probably not the best person to give this advice, because I'm probably one of the worst. But I found a really good article, and it's about... and it's from a website called Queer in the World. Shout out Queer in the World. Yeah. Sorry, I've remembered this one.
Good.
Sorry to the other website. I can't remember what they fucking were. And this one is a gay etiquette in saunas and gay saunas.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So,
we've not talked about saunas up to now.
Not really, no. I mean, but now we're about to educate people.
There we go.
Strap yourselves in. Pour yourself a large one. Down it like us. And let's read about gay saunas.
There we go.
So the first one, it says, make sure... Oh, no, that's not it. Ignore me. What the fuck is that? Keys. First one's like, make sure you're texting the right person. That's a different subject. We'll go on that one. That's for a couple of weeks. The first one's keys. Depending on the gay sauna, you will get keys at check-in for your locker and private room if you've purchased one. If you get an elastic band, place it on your left side to indict that you're a top, and on your right side to indict bottom. Is indict a word?
Indicate.
Just says indict.
Oh, I'm guessing to indicate.
Indicate?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, but indict sounds like dick. Let's go with that. Not everyone uses this rule, but it can help you quickly identify potential gays. That's a good one. That's a good do.
That is a really good
Gay
do. I
saunas.
didn't know that.
Put the keys on your left if you're a bottom, and on your right if you're a top, right? Or the other side, or the other way around. I can't remember now, but that's quite a good one.
Isn't there? Not that I've ever been to one, but handkerchief parties, depending on which. Oh no, that's colours, isn't it? With handkerchief parties.
I don't know. I've never been to a handkerchief party.
I've never been either, but I thought there was like maybe there's colours indicate if you're.
I know that I've heard things of like single taken and it's complicated colours, but I've never heard of a sex one. But
Right.
maybe I need to look into this.
Maybe there we go.
Yeah. So keys, yes, well done. Keys, that's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Keys one. So
Didn't know that.
right is actually rereading. Right is bottom, left is top. So there we go, guys. Put your keys on, take a photo and send it to us and let us know which one you want. The next one is noise. Oh, here we go. It says you're going to notice the pretty... I can't fucking read. You're going to notice pretty quick the cardinal rule. Homos shouldn't speak in a gay sauna. Silence is golden. Communication is through the eye contact and touching, and listening to guys chat away can be a massive turn-off. Gay bars are for chatting, not gay saunas. Well, I ain't going to get anywhere then, am I? Ain't going to want me in there.
Eee!
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Don't come near me with that. Ew, you could have shaved. What have you got an erection for?
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the keys on the other hand.
Yeah. That colour key with that hair. Girl, what are you doing?
Yeah, they just want silence, but that makes it really awkward.
Ain't got no one got Renaissance World Tour on your phones in it. Can we put some music on?
Walking around with headphones.
I'm in love with you. Shut up. Who the fuck are you talking? I'd get thrown out, wouldn't I? I would literally get that. So that's a don't, I suppose. A don't.
Yeah, that's a don't. Don't
so
talk.
Don't talk.
Okay.
Basically, Ronnie, don't go to a gay sauna.
Yeah,
Right?
please
It's
don't.
not going to work. Next one. It's called That Look. Since no one is talking, except me, the other type of interaction besides touching is facial expressions. In case somebody's interested, they would typically attempt making eye contact and perhaps even create a little smile, possibly slowing down as they cruise by. Likewise, a lack of eye contact implies they're not interested. Easy.
But that's more than just in a sauna.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. How
Yeah.
can you go slowly by cruising in a sauna? What, am I going to go in slow-mo past the jacuzzi? Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. How's that going to work?
Unless you do your little towel falls down. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Bean when he's trying on his new towel in the shop.
But can't weird slow stairs sometimes come across a bit predatory?
I mean, in a gay sauna, I think that's slightly part and parcel of
They ain't
it.
catching me in there anyway, so I won't know. What are you staring at? You imagine me?
Exactly,
Honestly,
yeah.
imagine me. So that's another
Take a
don't.
photo, it'll last longer.
You probably already got one. And then there's two more.
Okay.
Oh, we've spoke about this loads already. Top or bottom. One of the most challenging parts for gay sauna and cruising is finding out who desires a top and who wish to be a bottom. Aside from the position of the keys or wrist bracelets in some gay saunas, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
The trick? Guys will grab the part they're interested in the most. If he's searching for a top, he will squeeze the cock, and if he's searching for a bottom, he will squeeze the arse. Another good one. That's another
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about that. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
What if you're looking for both? Wee, bang, bang, both, right? I don't know. What if you don't know what you want
Also, what if you walk past them?
and accidentally squeeze her ass? So sorry, I accidentally cupped her behind. That's what I said when I was touching the men's penises. Really sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, alright. Are you fucking kidding?
Or you accidentally brush past, and I mean, people accidentally brush past in a lot of places, but you accidentally brush past and touch their penis. Oh no.
Sorry. You know. Good tip though.
Yeah, there we go.
And the last one is watching. If you start getting hot and heavy in public, etiquette dictates that everybody can watch. If that creeps you out, find a private stall, room or area. You can leave the door open if you want others to join, and a simple head nod or shake can let guys know to join in or stay out. Okay. Well, I mean, I get it.
That makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
Won't catch me leaving that fucking door open for people talking. Not unless there's a film crew and a camera crew there. Be like old times.
Well, we'll see you all down the Pleasure Dome.
Yeah. So bring your cameras, bring your boom mics. That's what they call them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Boom mic. Look at me, the actor that doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. Well, good to know. Good to know.
There we go.
So we have educated ourselves again on the do's and don'ts of being gays.
It's still not convinced me to go to a gay sauna. But
I mean, I'm not going to a gay sauna. I will get into a fight. But anyway, on that note, I think we should go and bath ourselves in some holy water and repent our sins. Because a Trace from last week is now thinking, yeah, I knew it all along. Dirty bastard. But as always, thank you for listening. And if you want to see us in person, you can follow us on TikTok at RBTW Official, where you can see all of the videos because we film every single podcast. You can see actually what we look like and see us making absolute fools of ourselves on TikTok, and you see the best bits. But please, as always, head over to Spotify and
subscribe, like, leave a comment,
and share.
The more you can do that, the more our podcast
takes off. And sharing is caring, right? I think we've made that pretty clear.
Oh, yeah, that's what podcast is all about.
So yeah, let's wrap this up, and we shall see you guys on the next one, where no doubt it's going to be full of filth and fun and laughter.
What are you all coming for?
And please send your shout outs in. We do appreciate it. We read them out. We love seeing it. We love hearing it. And thank you also to everyone that's sharing the videos on social media. We've seen this, and we love this as well.
We do.
We really do appreciate it. Sometimes it's very weird when you wake up and you're viewing people's stories and you see yourself ranting about being fisted or whatever it's about. Sometimes that's a little bit weird, but we're used to it.
Well, there we go. The world now knows.
So yeah. Top or bottom? I don't know which one you are, but I hope you learned something in this episode, and we shall see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Laters.
Bye.